Hey TSTL listeners, Becky here with a real quick message before we get to today's show. If you're looking for another unhinged romance novel podcast that's a bit more out there, and by out there I mean taking place on another planet, I have some great news for you. Claimed by TBD, the fictional podcast that I released last year is coming out with a second season. And all episodes, from the prologue to new episodes being released starting in January 2026, are available for everyone. You don't need a paid subscription to listen. There is nothing to invest. Except maybe your sanity, because I'm pretty sure this fictional podcast that I write and perform makes absolutely no sense. Claimed by TBD is about a romance podcaster whose ultimate sexual fantasy has come true when she gets stranded on a planet full of hunky aliens. However, things turn into a total nightmare when she realizes that she has zero survival skills and only her amateur podcasting equipment. So she decides to do the only thing she can do: record a romance podcast documenting her miserable experience. So if you're a fan of alien abduction romance but are self-aware enough to know that you would never survive if you were actually in an alien abduction romance, this is the series for you. And if you're a fan of completely bonkers sci-fi, or if you just love things that are a love letter for romance novel readers, this series is for you. You can visit claimedbytbd.substack.com, or you can find the link in today's show notes. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Too Stupid to Live, a podcast about romance novels, usually $5 and under. But today, it's also about audio erotica. That, if I did the math correctly, probably also equates to being $5 and under. I have no idea. But I'm your host, an esteemed mathematician, Becky Feldman. And like the rest of the world, I am still on a huge heated rivalry kick. I am still talking about it. TSTL is coming to in on the cottage, and we are staying. So the stars of Heated Rivalry have lent their voices to a new audio erotica story brought to you by the Quinn app. It is a romantasy called Ember Ice, written by Colleen Scriven and directed by Rob Valentine. And today, my guest and I are reviewing it. So here's the synopsis that I wrote for Ember Ice. Hudson Williams and Connor Storrie are going from hockey flings to flying wings. Tuna mouths being fed are now Faye-prepared cinnamon bread. That's right. On the bench is Elia and Shane, and entering my boy aquarium are Finn and Dane. They are two Fae princes from rival Fae provinces. When the realms reach a cold peace, a hot secret love affair smolders when Finn, the disciplined heir, enamors Dane, the handsome spare. And chatting with me today about Ember Ice and also about Heated Rivalry, because, how could we not, is return guest Carla Cackowski. She came on years ago to chat about Pride and Prejudice retellings, and I just love talking to her. She is so thoughtful and so hilarious, and you are going to be flying high after experiencing this episode. So please enjoy this review of Ember and Ice. Carla, welcome back to the show. I feel
Thanks.
like I should have, this is on me. This is on me. I should have had you back on so many years prior.
You're so funny.
It's my sin that I am rectifying. Welcome back.
I will say, truly, we haven't seen each other in years and years and years, but it doesn't feel like that. So I just feel like time doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, we ran into each other. You had a table at the Lyric flea market, and I was just like, I haven't seen you in years. And then we just talked, right. And I'm like, that's okay. Yeah, I saw Carla yesterday, and then it's like, wait, no, it's been 7 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. I mean, you've been doing this podcast for so long. I'm in awe. I was thinking about it this morning and I listened to the previous episode, and I was just like, this is amazing. You are totally inspiring. I don't know how anybody does anything for a long period of time. Basically for more than a month. I can't do anything for more than a month.
I mean, I think it's thank you. That's so sweet of you to say. I can't believe it either, because with everything else in my life, I must start and stop her. This is the only thing that, you know what incredible. I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. That is who I am. I start and stop constantly. I think I've had 8 podcasts since I was last on your I've done like my own 8 podcasts.
I mean, I've started and stopped other podcasts as well. Don't get me wrong. Sure. But like this one, I'm kind of like, oh, like I was telling something the other day, like, like I'm not performing live as much anymore. So it's like, this is my live show. This isn't live at all, but it's like my stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. It's really fun. And it's fun to like, and I always forget that I'm really bad at keeping up with my friends' podcasts just because I don't know, like I know them, but then like I'll listen to it. I'll be like, oh, it's like hanging out with them. I forgot.
Yes. It is like having a conversation with them. Yeah.
Yes.
Cause like there'll be sometimes where like I'll be like, someone will be like, oh, how's Marissa doing? And it's like, oh no, wait, I just listened to On Brand. I haven't seen Marissa. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, here's the update.
Yeah.
And I should really text her. It's been 5 years.
Yeah. But I do know that when she dropped her daughter off at school this morning, no, just kidding. Like,
and you can know this too if you subscribe to her podcast. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone just subscribe to but it is difficult because I feel like a lot of our friends do have podcasts and it is like it's like a lot of responsibility on our part.
It is.
If we want to be good friends. Yeah.
Totally. I mean, I'm always, into supporting and I'm good about it, but then I just fall off just because it's, we're swimming in content.
We really are. And like, especially now, I don't know about you, but like everything, I turn on my phone, I don't even open an app and I'm seeing heated rivalry content.
Yes.
Just pictures of them, clips, scenes. It's Evan Ross Katz saying something. I'm inundated.
Yes. I was so honored when you asked me to do this because I am so in the algo, the heated rivalry algo.
I hope this doesn't come off as creepy, but when I was watching Heated Rivalry, I thought about you a lot.
I love this. It's not creepy at all. Tell me.
Good. Okay, I was just thinking about you and me, rival hockey players.
Yes.
Meeting up in a hotel. And then we were racing on bikes. And you gave me your water bottle and it was just like we were touching fingers and
I was like, stop smoking, Becky, stop.
Yeah. It was basically you were my subconscious to tell me to stop bad habits. I thought of you because when you were on, you were previously on, we were discussing a Pride and Prejudice, like a Pride and Prejudice retelling. And I consider you the expert of Pride and Prejudice. You spoke about it so beautifully. And like you had said, so nice. I was like, originally, like, why do you like it? And I remember you saying it's the ultimate enemies to lovers kind of rom-com. And when I was like watching Heated Rivalry, and I read it too. I read all the books. I watched it. So
I love this. Great.
As I was like thinking, like reading it and absorbing it, I was like, is this the modern day Pride and Prejudice? Because I really feel like it's like the story itself is like these like, it is kind of the ultimate rivals to lovers story for the modern age, if you will.
Oh, I so agree. That's so funny you say that because I was kind of thinking like it's such a great one of the things I love about Heated Rivalry is that it's not just that they both are so they hate each other so much, it's that like Ilya really kind of gets off on making Shane uncomfortable or making him feel bad. And I kind of always felt Lizzie was like that a little bit with Darcy. Like she would kind of like push his buttons because it made her laugh a little bit. That's my interpretation. So that's really funny that you say that. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Because like I feel like it's like their love language is hating each other in a way, but they love each other. They fell in love at first sight. And I'm like, I think Mr. Darcy and Lizzie fell in love at first sight, but they just love pushing each other's buttons. Like that's how they express
and they would never admit it. Right, exactly.
Yes.
Or there's a time period where they won't admit it. Yeah.
Exactly, because they like both think that they're caught in this like narrative of, oh, I have to be this for this. I have to, be whatever for whatever. And it's like it's like it's impossible to be together. And so I thought of you a lot.
I love that. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna feel
Take
honored,
it.
and
Take
I'm gonna
it.
I'm gonna take it. And anytime I'm feeling sad or lonely, I'm gonna remember
Mm-hmm.
it. But yeah,
Perfect.
that's great, and I totally see that parallel, absolutely. And also, like, a lot of the reasons that they're, I mean, mostly all the reasons that they're not together, as well as Lizzie and Darcy, is because of external reasons, like
Right.
society and culture and
Mm-hmm.
even class.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it totally is. And it's like, it also, like, I feel like rivals to lovers is probably different than the romance trope of like enemies to lovers, which I think is more like what Ember and Ice is about, because it's like we are
Yes.
two warring sides and they are at
Mm-hmm.
war versus something that's like a bit lighter, which is hockey and I don't know,
Sure.
fancy Victorian dances or whatever they did. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. Ember and Ice is definitely more like Romeo and Juliet, I feel like,
Yes.
vibes.
Hmm.
Yes. Star-crossed lovers. Yeah.
Star-crossed lovers, but it works out. Like, how do you feel about like that kind of trope versus your classic Pride and Prejudice, like kind of more
Mm.
just like rivals to lovers, like where the stakes aren't death, I guess is my.
Yeah. No, that's yeah, exactly.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
mean, it gets a little, I had to kind of remind myself a few times while I was listening to this, that there would be a happy ending, that it was like guaranteed.
Yes.
But there
Hmm.
were times when I was like, is it guaranteed? Like,
Yeah.
I know that most romances, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. It's why we love them, right? It's like the happy
Hmm.
ending. But then I was like, maybe that's not what this is, because it felt very serious in a way. There wasn't a lot of levity compared to the other tropes.
Totally. Like there was a lot of moments where like you hear specifically the line, we hate we hate each other. Like
Yeah.
I hate him. He
Yeah.
killed my brother, like my friend,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's like this isn't going to work out. I mean it does,
No.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Totally. I mean, and then there's those 5 years, so they've like fallen in love and hooked up, and then they have 5 years apart where they're in battle against each other and they're killing
Mhm.
each other's family and
Yes.
peoples, and it's
Mhm.
just so insane that you're like, wow, how is this gonna? How would you
How is
forgive
this
someone?
exactly? And then also we were listening to this on the Quinn app, which is audio erotica, which
Yeah.
like like a lot of the stories that I listen to on Quinn is usually just boning, but you know what I mean? Like there isn't
Yeah.
this level of like storytelling. So it was like,
That's so
whoa.
okay. So I this is my first experience with Quinn. I totally
Okay.
downloaded it because of Connor and
Hmm.
Hudson. So I'm one of those women
I love it. I love
who's
it.
like
I love
on
it.
board for that. Yeah, but
Hmm.
I was
Hmm.
wondering that I started listening to the Andrew Scott one,
Yes.
which
Hmm.
I really liked so far.
That one's
So I was
good.
just kind of
Yeah.
wondering if it is more. I mean, erotica typically is more focused on, like, it's more about the sex, anyways. But I was going
Hmm.
to ask you, how did this compare to some of their other
Well,
archives?
I have a feeling that like when they have like a well-known name doing a voice for it, I have a feeling that maybe they're like, let's make this more of a story so we can like see the
Mm,
actor's range versus like maybe a creator who is just here to like, kind of get you off in a way, but like, or make
yeah,
you feel
yeah,
good in a way. Um,
right.
I do feel like Quinn has a lot of variety and like I am on like and I, obviously you're only searching for the things that you want to search. So there could be a lot of like not yeah, kinks and desires and fantasies that I just am like, I don't care. I'll focus on this. From my
Yeah.
experience, it's a lot of like you start the story starts and there's a bit of a plot, like whether it's like, oh, you ran into someone after a couple of years, or oh, you're coworkers and you're stuck in an elevator or something, like you have that plot. And then
Okay.
it kind of just
Interesting.
like goes off and ends with like this a grand like it's like honestly like it's like a grand finale, like it's a grand finale, you know what I mean? and
Yes,
um
totally.
and that's
Uh,
usually like the kind of the structure of it, and I kind of saw that structure in this.
I was gonna say it definitely ends with that.
Every chapter ends in a grand fuck Nally, and I was like, great, yeah. And I think with like the Andrew Scott one, like again, like that one was like so, like I felt comfortable going for a walk in public listening to it. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to like other ones where it's literally just like noises, men groaning,
where you're like
squirting
in the grocery store, and you're like, oh my god, don't anyone come stand near me.
Yes, like it's like not even like it's not descriptive. It is just there is like, I mean, I know, like,
oh, interesting. Okay,
like like it feels like if someone suddenly heard it, they would think, oh, are you just listening to someone just jack off on your phone? You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, and they could be, who knows, but the production quality is like
I was like really impressed by the sound editing. I really was. I mean, I don't know comparatively to their other, series on that app, but it seeed pretty great.
I thought they did such a good job because, like, I feel like there's like other creators and other apps. I listen to a lot of this stuff, and where like you have like you're not a Foley artist, but you're trying to like recreate certain sounds, and if it gets like too distracting, that it like takes like I'm like no one kisses that loud, or like that's not fucking, that's literally punching a brick, like, you know what I mean? Like I don't like, this is taking me out of it, and it's like, oh, there's like the definite art to like a sound. You know?
There was a moment, and I think it was in the second chapter when they were making love, and the sound, I thought the sound went out, and it was really just them like as though they were pausing when they were kissing, and I was like, oh, that's really good for you guys. That's very detailed, it was nice.
Totally. And it's like, oh, like it's so interesting, like coming from like an audio editor, like where I'm just assuming one of them went in, recorded, the other one went in, recorded, and they're just like splicing everything together. And so it's just like, oh, like getting like those nuances of like how long a kiss is lasting, how someone is breathing, like when someone grunts or moans, like making it seem real. I'm like, oh, that's like, I don't know. I guess it's a lot more thought than maybe, oh, the camera's on and you're just filming two people boning. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Like there's a technique to it. And I mean, well, I was watching an interview, one of the million, with those guys, and they were saying there was an intimacy coordinator for this, which is really cool. So do you know more about that?
Wait, an intimacy coordinator for this Quinn thing?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that, but I find that fascinating.
It's because so fascinating.
I do think that there's a level of vulnerability when you have to moan by yourself into a microphone. Like, I think that can be very uncomfortable for people. And so I do love that they did that.
So I think it was in the way, and I think it was Connor who was explaining it, that it's almost like, so like on set for Heated Rivalry, it's almost like, it's all the physical stuff, right? I mean, it's everything, but a big focus of it is like what you're actually seeing. But on this thing, it's like the intimacy coordinator was giving them direction on how, like, oh, you should moan here, or you should whimper here. And like, it really very specific. So I love that. I love that it's all intentional. It just shows that there's like a lot of creativity behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so interesting you say that, because I guess like when I think an intimacy coordinator, and again, I'm thinking from like the standpoint of like living out here and seeing like union stuff, I always thought it was like someone kind of protecting the actor from being exploited, which I know it is.
Yes.
But the way you're describing it, it kind of also sounds like they're an intimacy choreographer, if that makes any sense.
Exactly. Like... Yep. I think that's right. And like, I'm very ignorant about the whole, not totally ignorant. Like I've read a little bit about it, so I don't mean to say anything definitively by any means, but just like, it definitely sounds that way. It almost sounds like a stunt coordinator, but for sexual activity.
Which, like, I feel like I had someone on the show a few years ago who was saying we have stunt coordinators for like coming in to like choreograph dance routines, fight scenes, this and that, space battles, and it's like, why are we not having fight coordinate or like a kind of choreographers for sex scenes? You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I think so too. I get really annoyed when I hear actors or directors who are like, we don't need that. Like a lot of people still say that, like more seasoned.
Right.
I'm not going to call out names. We're not here to do that. I'm just saying,
yes.
Gwyneth Paltrow. Where I was like, what?
We can call out Gwyneth Paltrow on this.
We can call out Gwyneth Paltrow. She can take it.
Yeah.
She can take it. Why wouldn't you want that extra level of just like create like almost like ensemble work, like to pitch ideas off of each other, like what looks good, and I don't know. I just think that would be really helpful. So anyway.
Or like it's kind of like I wish that it would make it seem like they had a choice. Like I can understand like, okay, you don't want a third person in telling you to do something when you already have the director or whatever's going on.
Right.
But it's just like
that's true.
I just like hope that like it's like it, because like when actors say that, it kind of makes me scared that like they came in, they're like, sorry, we don't have the budget for intimacy coordinator, and I'm like, oh, is that okay? But it's like
okay?
Yeah. I'll do it, and it's just like the sound guy being like,
oh, that's hilarious.
I'll coordinate. Yeah.
Best day of that sound guy's life.
Yeah, he really just, and it's like, wow, God, you are.
He was really good at it.
Yeah, he does like the best job. Like, and it's like, consent like really well. Like, why are you just holding a boom mic? You need to like help college students. This was your first foray into audio erotica. What about like the like romanticy in general of like fae and flying and magic and that kind of stuff?
Becky, I'm going to disappoint you so hard. I'm so sorry because I know you're a romanticy fan. I'm just I've not met my match. I've tried. I've dipped a few toes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't love the fairy stuff.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I absolutely respect that opinion 100%. I find myself lately with the current romanticy that's coming out, and I am willing to be punished for this as well. Yeah. After like the third book or after the second book, I'm kind of done. Like it's kind of like, okay, there's something about it that I like it happened with A Court of Thorns and Roses and with like Fourth Wing, where I'm like, I read the second book and I, whatever. And I'm like, okay, they'll be fine. And I'm going to read something else now. I don't know what it is. I just get uninterested in it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not as invested. So I get it.
I think that's exactly how I feel. Additionally, I just don't, and like not to shame anyone, no judgment, like I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, like whatever makes you happy, I love it, like great. And I'm glad that there's a genre for people and that people are so into it, but I'm just like, even in this Ember and Ice, whenever they started talking about their wings, I was like, you just lost me. How do you kiss wings? How do you put him on his back? And aren't his wings there? Like, do his wings hurt? Like, it just throws me in so many directions.
Yes. There were so many times, and I did write this down, and here's the thing. I think about this in every romanticy I read. It's not just this one, but like when someone's taking off their shirt in the middle of sex and the shirt gets caught on their wings, and I'm like, what? Like that? Because like I can't even take my shirt off without wings. You know what I mean? Without getting tangled. And it's just like, I would love to see that scene. And I thought about it again while listening to this, just because like they're like, oh, like when they mention wings during lovemaking, I'm like, your shirt's gonna get caught on it. Like, please, how do we do this?
Yes, I just need to understand the logistics. Like, you can't throw an extra body part, an additional body part into this and not explain to me the logistics of it, especially when you're going into so much detail about the sex.
Yeah, totally. Especially with like something like Quinn, where yes, it's very heightened and like a lot of there are fantastical stories, but it's like the physical kind of arousal itself is like rooted in something very real. You know what I mean? Is rooted in our real emotions and our real feelings and like what our bodies go through when we feel this way. And so, yeah, no one's like, just my wings, you know what I mean? When they're just like feeling an orgasm coming on, it's like, what would your wings be doing? And it's like, that's kind of fascinating.
Yeah. I did kind of like that, how it was attached to, like, there was one point when Finn was like, I got to get my emotions under control so he can't tell that I'm, turned on by my wings fluttering or whatever. And I was like, okay, maybe more of that. And I can like understand a little bit more.
Yes.
Still not super into it, but like fill out the details for me a little bit.
Totally. Because like there are some things that I've read where, and they kind of allude to it in this, unless I am making that up, which is 100% could be true, of there's like how like this, some people like kissing the side of your neck, like it's like a horny part that's not your genitals, like there's certain parts of the wing.
Horny part, yes.
What's that word? Not aphrodisiac.
Erogenous zone.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
I almost said androgynous. That's not it. Erogenous.
Erogenous zone. However you say it, you're right compared to me.
There's 3 syllables.
Exactly. I said horny spot on body, which is not it at all.
I'm going to use that from now on, though.
Yeah,
horny spot.
Just like, can you touch my horny spot on my body, please?
And they're like, finger?
Yeah.
Earlobe?
Yes. It's like, okay, you mean like and then they're like, no, your brain. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute.
I've never had an orgasm this strong before.
Yeah, they just like say, like they just list all of the numbers of pi, and my brain just orgasms from all the smartness.
I think you just wrote the new Quinn series.
Listen, if they want me to write something, I gladly writing, performing, even if you just need a professional listener to be like, yes, no, yes, no. Oh my God.
Yes. A test audience.
Do you think after this you'll listen to more Quinn, or are you just here for the starts of Heated Rivalry?
No, I'll listen to more. I'm actually, I think I might have said this the last time I was on, but I like went through a phase in my 20s of reading romance novels back when like consent wasn't cool. So it was a lot of stuff like that. And then I kind of fell out of it for a while, and then like have dipped my toe in and out. I keep saying that. I'm sure I can come up with a better metaphor.
I think it's great. The toes are sex. Toes can be a horny body part. Yeah, it's erogenous. Yeah.
But then we moved to Culver City, and this was almost 2 years ago, and the Ripped Goddess is down the street. I literally can walk there. So I became,
God, you lucky duck. Like that's awesome.
Yes. So I love it. I go there all the time, and I got back into romance novels, which had changed so much since the last time that I was like really invested, and oh my God, I lost my point. What was my point? I forgot. Oh, so yeah. So I've been reading a lot. I've been listening to audiobooks, but I did not know there were apps. I had no idea. I hadn't gotten to that point in my education yet. So this is very exciting, and I will continue to listen to the Quinn app.
Oh,
also, I paid $65.
Yeah. It's like you get like, because I listened to it for the first time a year ago. Someone told me about it, and I did an episode on it, and I was like, well, I'm invested. I spent $65, and then I like just renewed it, and I'm like, I guess I listen to the apps now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I really liked it. I mean, we'll get into this more about like the specifics of how much I enjoyed the actual story, but like, I love the idea. I even love the interface, like the way it's set up is like very easy to kind of figure out, which makes me sound so old, but truly sometimes I'll get an app and I'll be like, I hate how this is set up. Get out of here, So yeah, I really like it so far.
Yeah, like that honestly, that kind of stuff is important. Like I didn't realize like how much I'll not use something or not go to this site or not read or just, you know what I mean? If there's like something that like, oh yeah, am I crotchety? Am I a crotchety person? But
yes, I am.
Maybe we're all more crotchety than we think.
Yes. Well, especially when you have so many options of apps, it's like, all right, it's gotta be fast. I gotta get in there and find it right away.
Absolutely. And I think that like, also like I love like, I mean, I don't know if you saw this, but like Quinn has that kind of thing of all the categories. So you can just search for what you want, like British voice, BDSM. There's like one that's like
specific.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
I love
There
that.
are some
I
that
love
were
that.
just like wildly specific that even for me, because like I've seen tropes that I'm like, this is specific, but there was one that was like, oh gosh, I don't even remember, but it was like something like hair behind the ear right before he kisses her. Like it's just like very
Oh,
specific.
wow.
Like, yeah. And I'm like,
That's
good for
great.
them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really great. No, it's
Mm-hmm.
really fun, and I wanna, like, yeah, I wanna listen to more. I'm just so excited to be in this world again. Like, I feel like I
Mm-hmm.
was just, like, a true crime world for, like, 7 years.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
You were
then
living a life of
and now
crime. Yeah.
I was living a life of crime. I
Yes.
know all the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
murders. They're my best
Yeah.
friends. I listen to them on
Mm-hmm.
podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been really fun to, like, go in knowing something's going to have a happy ending, like just enjoying it, just feeling like it's escapism. Obviously, I mean that's what all of these things are, right? But it's like a positive escapism. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Oh my God. Of course. It's it's a healthy escapism. And yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so like going into the Rip Bodice for the first time, and then also like as you're about to start your journey with Quinn, I suppose, like,
Yeah.
what have you discovered in like specifically in the Rip Bodice, or just like starting when you're starting up reading these books again? Like, what kind of are you discovering like is your jam these days?
Yeah. I do kind of, that's so funny you say that because I was just thinking this because Bryn Weaver, I don't know if you're familiar with
Yeah.
her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
has a
Yeah.
new
I
book
love her
out and I
stuff.
was like I should get that. I really love her stuff. And that's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
really kind of gross and and sexy, you know,
Yes. I
like
love
serial killer stuff. Yeah.
I do think about that was the Butcher and Blackbird all the time.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
about everything all the time, but that's definitely one. I can't look at orzo pasta the same way. Like it's just like
That's
I think about
hilarious.
it all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I've really enjoyed her stuff. And then I've been like I love historical fiction.
Hmm.
So like I love the Prince and the Duke stuff. I'm not into the romanticy stuff. Like again,
Right.
I'm just like kind of like picking up random things, trying them out. What I did realize was that I was having like a really lucky streak for like 8 or 9 months where I was picking out good shit. And then and then I started like randomly picking up stuff without knowing who the authors were
Hmm.
and was like, oh wow, some of this is really not well written.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Which is
think
fine.
yeah.
Like that's just life. Like you're just and it just kind of like shows my ignorance of the genre where it's like of course they're not all going to be amazing.
Right. Yeah. But like that's what's so fun about it. Like I think like I mean, it just reminded me, like, how like when like going shopping for the day was a thing people used to do, and you used to like leave like what you were gonna find up to luck of like, oh, I had a good shopping day, oh, I had a bad shopping day, and it's like,
Yes.
yeah, sometimes you have a good book day, sometimes you have a bad book day. It's all like there's
Yes,
something fun
yes.
in leaving it up to chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And there is like that element of surprise too, and kind of that there's like you get a rush from that. Like, is this going to be good? Is
Yes.
this going to be bad? I don't
Hmm.
know. Where does the sex
Yes.
start? What page does the sex start on?
Yes, exactly. And like there's nothing like I, like love just picking up a random book and I'm like reading it and then I'm not even realizing like, oh my God, this is like really good. And like
Yeah.
that's how I discovered like my favorite authors. Like a lot of it is like in anthologies where I'm like, okay, good. There's 20 short stories in one
Oh,
of
that's
all of the genre
smart.
I like.
Yeah.
And then I find something and I'm like, whoa, this is like blowing my mind a little bit. And then you discover, you go down that path. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I feel like I'm really enjoying mostly the commercial stuff, which is kind of lame, I
Sure.
know. But I
No, it's
really
not
like Allie
lame.
Hazelwood. I'm really like, I think she's great, and I've
I just
enjoyed all of her
finished
books so far.
I just finished Mate and I love
How was it? I
I
haven't.
it's so good. I mean, she's
That's
like
what I've heard.
honestly, I don't know if you've noticed this, especially like being like an improviser, but I'm like she seems like she like knows like how to form a scene and like play pattern in a
Yes,
comedic way, and I'm like,
I'm
did she
so glad you
did
said that.
I was like, did she go like there's
Yes.
some times where I'm like, did she go to UCB? Was she in my 101 class? Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, yes. No, I was just having lunch with somebody yesterday and we were talking about Allie Hazelwood and I was like, she just makes me laugh. I feel like she
Mhm.
understands what's funny about the scene and then she like
Yes.
explores it and heightens it and you're so right. It's exactly like an
Mhm.
improviser would approach it. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I love her stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
actually, it's funny you say that because I've been on such an Allie Hazelwood kick lately. So yeah.
The two that I haven't read are Bride and Mate because of the
Mhm.
like fantastical part, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
So Bride, I will say, I read it when it first came out, and it kind of opened up my world to the Omegaverse. Have you heard of Omegaverse?
No.
And like,
Mm-mm.
there's stuff I can't even. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's a subgenre of writing where it's weird dicks and magic and
Okay.
not in Bride and Mate, but like there's I just Bride and Mate kind of takes ideas from this sub genre of fan fiction and romance
Yes.
novels
Okay.
and
Yeah.
erotica, and it's like it was but she doesn't do it in a way where it's like, oh, this is like unbelievable. It's in a way where it's like, oh, okay, like this is interesting. Like I read,
Is this what the
yeah,
nodding thing is?
that's
Not is
what
it
I'm
nodding?
talking about.
Yeah.
Nodding, I'm
This
100%
is what
talking
this
about
woman was
nodding.
telling me yesterday at lunch. She was
Yeah,
like, "Have you heard of nodding?" And I was like, "No." And she tried to explain it, and I was like, "I don't. I'll read it. I'll read it though. I'll read it. Don't
I
worry."
think it's like it doesn't take away from that like, Allie Hazelwoodness of it. Like it doesn't. It's like one scene. The characters are still so good. That's still so
Yeah.
funny. So and it is just like, oh, like this added thing of like, I don't know. Like you could read a scene where like it could be like a similar sex scene of just someone being like, oh, I like to be on top, and you're like, okay, you know what I mean? Like it's very like
Right.
it's mind blowing, but at the same time, it's like you're not stuck. Oh God, to say nodding. You're not stuck in a knot, I guess is the point. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. But I'm curious. Like I'm always willing to try something.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
This is so weird, but I have this bookmark that I got from Cockmark. The person who makes it was on the show, but it has like this is what not like this is a dick bookmark, and this is like the
Oh.
knots. So it's like kind of like it's sitting right here.
Yes.
I can't believe it was here for
What are the
you know what?
chances?
Just yeah, I always keep this in my pocket for
You're like, and I have one here, and I have one here.
yes.
Oh.
In case anyone needs a demonstration of what nodding is.
I love it. That's so
So
great.
yeah, like this makes me so excited for this journey for you, especially now that
Thank
like,
you.
like because I feel like Heated Rivalry has also like and this like kind of reignited my love of the genre again too. Like I feel like a
Oh,
renewed
good. Yeah.
like in like I still have always read it, but now I'm like there's something renewed about it. I can't and I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting. It definitely feels like energetic, right? Like
Mhm.
everybody is excited. A lot of people are excited about it. And it's so I just finished the second book. So I've read the
Mhm.
first two. I read Game
Okay.
Changer and Heated Rivalry.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
just thought they did an incredible job, Jacob Tierney
Mhm.
specifically, of
Yes.
adapting it. And it's so
Yes.
accessible. It's so beautiful to watch. The acting is so good.
Mhm.
I know there's like all kinds of discourse about that, but in my opinion, the acting is so good. And
Mhm.
the way that he pulled the important things, even in like specific scenes and like small things, and just made it's the music, like it's so cinematic, right? So it's like
Yes.
somebody who just enjoys movies can sit down and
Mhm.
be like, I can feel and live in this world. And so I think that's really exciting for this genre because it's often
Mhm.
not taken seriously, I think.
100%. Like it's very crazy to watch something and think, did the actors read the book? Like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yes.
and because I
Yes.
feel like there's a lot of like adaptation. I mean, I'm thinking of 50 Shades. I'm just gonna shit on 50 Shades
Yes.
of Grey, where it's
That's
like
fine.
like you're kind of like, okay, they're here to do a job, they're doing their thing. But I'm like, okay, he has tears in his eyes at this one scene, and that exactly in the book is when he has tears. Like, and I'm like, did they do their, they read, it seems like they read the book. Like, this is
Yeah.
wild to me. Like, they did
It's
extra
crazy that
homework.
they like really cared. They
Hmm.
cared. And
Yes.
that's not to say that I I think a lot too. I've really been thinking about this because it's Jacob Tierney's vision and it wasn't
Hmm.
messed with. I think
Hmm.
that's so important as well. and this is
Yes.
for another podcast probably about the business, but like I
No,
hope
but
that
yeah.
producers kind of start to pay attention to that, and people who have money in studios of like, let
Mm-hmm.
that person do their thing, because I feel like you watch something like Bridgerton, which I really like a lot, but it
Mm-hmm.
feels so like it comes, sometimes it comes from so many angles, and you're like,
Yep.
it doesn't feel consistent from the same voice necessarily. Again, I enjoyed
100%.
Bridgerton.
Yeah.
I really like
Mm-hmm.
it, but I'm just saying, like, it's not as cohesive.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are like verbalizing like what has
Yeah.
been on the forefront of my mind is that with
Yeah.
like you know how like when because like okay we both have been in situations where we have pitched something in this industry and you're getting
Mm-hmm.
feedback from your managers or producer or whatever and they're like saying how do we make this more accessible for everyone, how do we make this accessible for guys, people in their
Mm-hmm.
50s, people in their 20s, like every you care, there's like you're caring about demographics and so
Yes.
and not that that's a bad thing because I think again Bridgerton's really well done. I think it's like sometimes it's a premise upon a premise or a concept on a concept,
Mm-hmm.
with the way it looks and the music and all of this stuff, which is again fantastic. And so what's so surprising about Heated Rivalry is that it's like, no, we're just gonna adapt the book. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's like
We're
we're
just gonna
not,
do it.
we're just gonna like be like
Yeah.
honor the book, honor Rachel Reed, who I think is a fan, is such a
Yes.
great writer.
Yes. Yes.
And she's like involved in it, and it's very true to
Mm-hmm.
like what people loved about the book, and like it was, I don't know, like it was like okay, we need to trust our creators more. I guess I'm agreeing with you. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's a great way to say it. Like, very simply, we just need to trust the people who create it more. And I do think
Mm-hmm.
that there is, kind of like touching on what you're saying about doing taking the essence of what people loved about the book or the source material, whatever you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about, right? And it's like, um, yes, I'm really going after Bridgerton, but they don't really stick to the books that much, which is
Right.
fine. It's not
Yeah.
to say that it does. Again, it's not to say that it doesn't work, but you have to kind of trust when it has such a huge fan base already. And it feels like with this Heated Rivalry thing, like I didn't read the books before I saw it, but there were
Mm-hmm.
already this group of people who, like, after the first couple came out, were like, holy shit, this guy, he actually did it. He did it the
Yes.
way we wanted him to do it. And it's just because of exactly what you just said. He followed the text,
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Totally. Yeah.
so let's get back to that. If you're going to like get IP, Hollywood,
Yes,
you know,
Hollywood. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Because, like, I think that, like, there's been so many times, and this isn't just in the romance genre. I'm sure there's other genres where, like, I think people are excited to see a book they love adapt and they feel, like, burned. And I think maybe
Yeah.
when it comes to a romance, we're kind of used to it. Whereas, like, okay, they're going to make this look like a Lifetime movie, or they're going to do this, or they're going to do that. And
Yes.
it's like,
Yeah.
we're all used to it. And then just, I think with Heated Rivalry, when we see that it's like, oh, it's, you just, you didn't, like, you didn't, like, do anything to, you didn't like put in any cheap elements to it to like kind of expand it to everyone, and you're like you just did what the books did, which was like an exploration of like these two characters, and it was like
Yes.
yeah.
You're so right. Like, trying to please everybody is going to, I think, backfire for sure.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And sometimes, and I think what's like interesting about Heated Rivalry is like, okay, they weren't trying to please everyone, but look at this, everyone's pleased. Like, I mean, at least in my
I
algorithm.
know. Yes, I know. I was thinking that too. I was to my husband, I was like, are you just constantly seeing Heated Rivalry stuff? And he was like, no.
I'm like,
I'm like,
what?
oh, okay, well, I have,
Yeah.
created this
I
algorithm.
I had dinner with some friends the other night, and like they were like, so I guess everyone's into this hockey smut, and I was like, yep, totally, and I, of course, I talked for maybe 45 minutes talking about how I think it's Pride and Prejudice. And then
Yes.
some guy, one of my friends was like, oh, so like what's the backlash been like? And I'm like, there's no backlash. And then I realized I am in a bubble of my algorithm where it can do no wrong. I don't even know. I just have earmuffs onto
Yes.
it.
It's funny. I mean, God, I feel like we could talk about this for hours. And I know we
Hmm.
got to get to Ember and Ice, but I will say, like, the past couple days, I've been getting a little irritated with people online. And it feels
Hmm.
like it's less about backlash and more about the parasocial um,
Yes.
fan community, who I don't think have bad intentions, but who are kind of infantilizing. That's the word, right?
Yeah,
The
I think
actors.
yeah, of just like kind of thinking
Yeah.
they're friends with them. Yeah, and thinking that they're so
Yes.
young and they're like little babies or whatever.
And they
Yeah.
have to protect them or something. And it's like,
Mhm.
I feel, oh God, I'm going to mess this up, but I think they both signed with like CAA or something. And Connor's announcement went up first. And then
Mhm.
the whole comment section was just like, this is racist, da, 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 da. But they were just spacing it out. Like Hudson's went up the
Right.
next day. I mean, I don't want to get into the racism. It's like, we are not the people
Sure.
to talk about that. But it
Mhm.
just was kind of like an example of where I personally start to be like, and step back a little bit from the
Yes.
fandom. It's
Mhm.
like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in like learning about their private lives, and
Mhm.
like, just
Yeah.
let me have my fun thing that I can watch and read and make memes about and like laugh at memes about.
Exactly. Yeah, like I think
Yeah.
it's like when like it kind of like reminds me of high school a little bit where you have like the queen bee and then like the queen bee has her like minions or their minions, the people who are underneath them in the hierarchy, and they're like, we have to do this
Yes.
for this person. And we all think that like these celebrities are like our queen bees when it's like they we don't they don't we're not even in the same country sometimes. You know what I mean?
Totally. They're like at a fancy dinner and like they're not online,
Yeah.
like whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like they don't
They don't
care about,
care.
like, not that they don't care about you, but it's like they just the relationship you think you have with someone
Yeah.
is not what you really have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So I'm hoping, just in, going along with this whole algorithm thing, I'm just hoping that it stays positive, or I'm going to have to start like backing up a little bit more because
Yeah, yeah,
everything's too stressful, buddies. We can't like worry about all that other
totally.
stuff too.
100%. Like right now, like it like when I like find myself looking in comments and I get to like those like nitty I mean, I know it's not nitty-gritty, but it's just picking apart something that
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, this is when I know it's time to put the phone down. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, this is
Yes. 100%.
okay. I should look for work or call a family member or call a
Should
loved
look for
one.
work. I need to go
um,
volunteer my time somewhere.
yeah, drink
Yes.
water, do the thing that you're
Drink
supposed to
water.
do,
Get
that
my
kind of
stretches
stuff.
in for the day. Yes,
Yeah,
100%. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay. Mhm.
with Ember and Ice, I feel
Yes.
like I this made me think of it actually, which
Mhm.
is, how did you, I know you're the interviewer, but I'm going to ask you because I was
No.
curious when I was listening. How did you feel? Um, so it's like these guys are super famous all of a sudden. They got this
Yes.
job doing this Quinn thing, and
Mhm.
it really kind of feels like a carbon copy of their dynamic a little bit, right? How did
100%.
how did you
Yeah.
feel about that as a prior Quinn listener and romance
Yeah. Like,
person?
because there were a lot of moments where, like, they were like, "Hey, fuck you," and I'm like, "That's
Yeah.
kind of the." Okay, first of all, I'm gonna say all of their names as Shane. They're all Shane, like, because okay, but that's my one thing.
Yes.
Because it's all four-letter names, and it's Dane,
I know.
Shane, Finn. Like,
Yes.
they're all the same
Yeah.
name. But they're all the same
Totally.
name.
I
So
just
they'll be.
realized it.
That's
Yes,
too
Dane and
much.
Shane.
Like and Elia is a four-letter name, and I'm like,
Yeah.
just can someone be Jonathan? Like, not that, but like, can
Yes.
someone have like multiple more syllables, please?
Jonathan.
Yeah,
Sam.
like,
Can we get a
yeah,
Sam in here?
please, like, just like not four-letter names. They all look this.
Yeah.
They all like enter my brain in the same way.
Yeah.
Um, and so like yes, there were moments where it was like they would have like kind of like the pressing of the buttons of that we see in Heated Rivalry, that it's like, oh, I wonder if that was a little like, it's called fan service, is that what it's called, like,
Yes. Mhm. I think
yeah,
so.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm curious if maybe they were like that, but it wasn't like um it didn't it wasn't like too much, you know what I mean, like it was
Yeah.
like, okay, it was fine, um yeah.
Yeah, I was glad that the storyline was so very different and in a different genre of romance as well.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
that was very helpful. I wish, and I think they did a great job. And hey, kids, like, I think I read that they hadn't really worked much since Heated Rivalry, and so like they
Mhm.
probably needed money, and I hope they got their paychecks and all that's great. So I'm not here to
Yes.
like take down the choice to do this. I think it was really
Sure.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish that they had switched roles, because it felt like they were kind of falling into the same archetype. And I think that would have been cool for us to hear
Mm-hmm.
them where
Yes.
Hudson's playing more of like the bad boy and Connor's
Mm-hmm.
playing more of like the type A, I have to keep it all together, controlling,
Yes, totally. And like that, I think that's like actually like a really valid criticism, because like they are playing like kind of the Fae versions of their characters on
Yes.
Heated Rivalry, which they do a great job doing. But it's like, oh, if you want to like listen to this, and if your goal is to like see a different performance, like, or see what else these actors can do, like, oh, is this the best way to see that? I don't know, because it is like they
Yes.
one's uptight, the other's a playboy party guy, and they're
Yeah.
pressing each other's buttons, and it's like it's the same thing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like that was kind of a missed opportunity. Again, this all
Mm-hmm.
came out so fast. I mean, when you think that they've been famous for 6 weeks, it just like
I
blows
know.
my mind.
There's like
So,
a part of me
yeah.
that like, based on like just thinking about like the story itself, like I was like, was this written like years ago? And then they're
I
like,
was
how
wondering
do
that
we,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, oh, we need to like play on their fame and then the enjoyment of Heated Rivalry, like let's change this up, because there were times where it was like, I don't know, like it felt like it just felt like, I don't know, knowing it felt like it was written when I was in my romantasy phase, which was 2 years ago. And like, not that that
Mhm.
matters, but yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
Yes, exactly. I felt that way too. It felt a little bit like, yeah, they kind of like slipped them into these roles and maybe made a few line adjustments for fan service, like what you were saying
Yes.
earlier. Yeah, totally. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I guess the app crashed the first night.
That is
Did you hear
so
this?
funny. I did not hear this. The app crap, too many people were like downloading it and like,
Yeah. So like, and I wasn't the first night. I waited, but
yeah, me too.
only because I don't know why, but which is a busy week. But yeah,
Sure.
for like 5
Mhm.
minutes it was crashed, which I thought was so great.
That is so great. And it makes me like, I mean, I'm sure it was like kind of a nightmare for the people at Quinn having to be like, what the fuck?
Sure.
But it just makes me happy that, like, the, people want this. People want this. And there are like so many people who
It.
think people don't want this. And it's like, no.
Start listening to us. Listen to
I
the women.
know.
Listen to the gays. Listen to the theys and the thems. Like
Hmm.
we all want to see these kinds of things. I don't know. Make more
Yes.
content for us. We're gonna buy it.
We're here. We're here and just wait.
We're
Like, our
here.
ears are open and we're waiting. So
Yes.
like, I want to ask you, like, okay, you're this audio erotica like does include like a soundscape, and I know you mentioned that you thought the
Mhm.
sound was you liked it, but like, can you think about like your first reaction to kind of maybe hearing a kissing sound or a body moan, or like something that like it's not just an audiobook narrator reading the
Oh,
book?
I'm so glad you asked this, because it's just occurring to me, like I don't love that this was my instinct. My first reaction was I rolled my eyes and I was
Sure.
like embarrassed. And I don't
Hmm.
love that. And I think that that's a lot of like internalized kind of like embarrassment and shame. I don't mean to
Hmm.
get too serious, but
No, this is
like,
exactly how I felt. Yeah.
yeah. And it's like, oh my God, like kind of what you were saying earlier, like I hope no one can hear it, nobody can hear it. I'm by myself in the house or whatever. But it's just like, oh, why do they have to do it that? Why do they have to do that? And then it's like, they're so committed and it sounds so good. And I was like, all right. And I was like able to ease into it. And then by the end, of course, loved it. But like,
Hmm.
why do I have that? I know why I have that like initial reaction. It's like that prudish reaction of like, this is bad. You shouldn't be listening to this. How,
Right.
it's shame
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
It like, when I first heard this, and this was a story years ago, not this one, but when I heard an audio erotica for the first time, it was an app made for women with sounds. Like, it kind of brought me back to I went to sleepaway camp, and when we were,
Mhm.
and like guys and girls would like hook up, and they would like sneak into the bunk and sneak under the blankets, and they and I and they would like make out, and they would make out so loud, and I was never making out with anyone, but
Me
I
either.
I have slept through many a summer night where teens are just fingering each other and making sounds and kissing loudly, and I'm pretend, and they all think I'm asleep and I'm not, and I don't want to embarrass them, so I'm pretending to like just be asleep, but then I have like an itch on my head that I really want to scratch, but I don't want them to be embarrassed because they're fingering each other, and just like that's exactly what it's like, what it felt like, where I was like, I please let me be asleep. Why can't I be asleep? Yes, it is stressful. Yes.
It's stressful. Yeah. And then it's like, wait a second. And then I had to like check in with myself. Like, I'm an adult. Like, I can listen. It's okay for me to listen to this, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure everybody is on a different journey with their sexuality and all of these things. But it was kind of like, I was embarrassed that I was embarrassed, because I feel like I'm more mature than that to be like embarrassed. But I was embarrassed.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I think that you're not the only one, just because it is so like, it's not porn. It is its own kind of genre of like content, I guess. And it's also it's originally made for women, you know, and I think that like that maybe there's like some sort of like, oh, like, this is like, I think like it was like almost this collective thing of like, where we had to be reminded that like, this is made for you and you're allowed to enjoy this.
Okay.
Yes, it's okay. Totally. Yeah. And I think I needed that reassurance a lot, because like towards the beginning, like when I started downloading the apps, I was like only looking for things that were more audiobook based, not a lot of sounds. Like, and then I was like, you know, I had to like ease into it. And I think I needed someone to be like, it's okay, this is for you. Other people are doing it and loving it, you know? And it's like,
man, and we just all really need this right now. I mean, thank you, Heated Rivalry, for like giving us something joyful that we can, that we can like not be embarrassed about. Like, so many people are into it that it doesn't feel embarrassing, right? I mean, that's how I feel.
Yeah. I
nice.
like feel like being embarrassed is such a feeling that I'm used to, that I'm always like, I always naturally am gonna feel it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I'm always gonna be embarrassed, and it's like, you know what? Let me just get used to feeling embarrassed, and you know, and kind of like not like owning it a bit, like. I don't know. Like sometimes, like when I drive, if I'm driving someone home and my car turns on and the audiobook comes on right away, and I'm like, I'm listening to smut. But like years ago, I would have been like, just push someone out of my car and be like, I'm not listening to anything, get that away from me.
Oh God, yeah. Absolutely. I was listening to this when I was driving yesterday.
Nice.
And I did pull up to somebody, next to somebody, and I was like, hey, no, I was like, hey, roll down your window. No, but it was so loud that I was like, I should turn this off. It was so dumb. But then I
get it, though.
I committed. I was like, I'm in my car, they're in their car. I can listen to what I want.
And guess what? They could be listening to it as well and probably need someone to talk to about it.
Totally.
I feel bad because like I listen to it here, and I usually like will play any sort of audio thing like while I'm cooking or, you know, cleaning the house or whatever. And my neighbors are very close, and there is a baby there, and you hear like, from my house you hear like moaning and grunting, and like from their house you hear like Miss Rachel, and they're just like battling each other, and I'm like, oh, can they hear? And then I realize they can't, and then it's fine. But I always get nervous that people can hear.
That is hilarious. I love the juxtaposition of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that they can. I hope that they can hear. They might need it.
Yeah. I mean, a part of me is like hoping like maybe they think that I'm just like watching tennis, and it's just like I'm like really into tennis.
That's actually some of the sound effects for Quinn. They're like, pull up that tennis match.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, it's so funny. Like there was like some sort of like picture of like that I saw of like what people use to kind of like mimic sounds, and you know, you see like belt buckles and shoes that they tap, you know, like Foley artists. Yeah. And one of them, like in one of the pictures, there was a knife, and I'm like, what do they use the knife for? In sex sounds? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now I have to know.
Mm-hmm. I want to see it. I think there's like TikToks where you can like see it in action. You know what I mean? And just like
oh my
watch.
Gosh, I'm so excited that there's this whole world that I get to experience for the first time.
I'm so excited for you. I am excited for you.
Yes, this is gonna be so fun. I love it. That's really fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the there's like a lot of what is the word? I want to make the sound, but I'm not going to. But like the sounds of them kissing and giving blowjobs and all of it, like it's very intense, which is great. I liked it, but I was surprised by how real it sounded.
It's like a vacuumy, sucky kind of sound.
Yes.
And I don't want to make it either.
Yeah, because we'd have to make a face.
Yeah, and and we're not. I mean, I don't. And it's like honestly, I'm like
screenshot it.
Yeah. And then
make
I just
ornaments out of it.
Like someone's gonna like text me and be like, "This is what you sound like. No one will ever fuck you again." You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna do that. No one's gonna ever fuck you again. I just heard you make a sound into a microphone.
What was that sound?
Yeah. I can't believe those are the sounds you make. But yeah, like it is like, like it. I guess it's not necessarily the actors who are making that sound. Like they could just have like a audio library of like.
I was wondering that, but then I was like, I'm going to choose to think the actors were, because I feel like these two actors would go for it, which I love about them.
Yes.
God, I love this younger generation. Like,
yes. Yeah. Like I finally
I'm
like,
care.
They don't care. There's like a level of like confidence that maybe I am jealous that generation has that I wish I could have had, you know? And I'm like, oh man, I wish I could like redo that era of my life, you know?
100% I'm jealous of it. But I'm also like happy for them. It's not like envy. It's more just like exactly what you said. If I could do it over, I would like be way less freaked out about everything, you know?
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Because I feel like there's like something with maybe like our millennial generation that it's like, oh, we've had all of these feelings and emotions and thoughts about this and that and wanting to see this and that and wanting to portray ourselves this way. And then it's like, we never did. And now we're seeing like younger generations and we're like, we could have been doing that. Like, oh my God.
You mean it could have been like that the whole time? Oh my God. Yeah.
We could have just like liked ourselves. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I just love how they're, just presenting themselves. It's just so nice and cool and just easy. Like they're just easy to watch in interviews and stuff. Because they're so comfortable with themselves because of everything you just said. They're so confident and comfortable. Yeah.
Yes. They're charming. And I think that like it kind of mimics like the charm of their characters in the story as well. Like everyone's charming and there's something great about just having charm, you know?
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
So in Ember and Ice, how did you feel in terms of like how the story played out? Was there anything that was surprising to you, or are you not listening to this for surprise?
I listened to it. So there was a lot of things that were surprising. Like I thought that it was like really interesting where it's like it the way it does flashbacks I thought was really interesting. Honestly, too. And the way they do their grand finales, you know, like with the end, because it's a 3-episode long thing. And these two characters are at war with each other. They're on opposing armies. They can't see each other. So I thought what was really interesting is that like for the grand finale, they end on a flashback and it's like not even, and it's not just like a quick like dream bubble. They kind of build up to it. So it's like at the end of the first one or the second one, I forget which one, but like it was like, oh, he one of them is in bed and the other one is like realizes they have to find a wife, and then they like, you know what I mean, and it's like this like really heated kind of will they or won't they kind of moment. They of course will, they do
they will.
But like that scene I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm sorry, but if you're hooking up with someone, don't be looking for a wife while they're in your bed. Like at least like I mean, even if you know it's not gonna last, like save the applications. It's really rude. It's so rude. And it's like, yeah, I know it's like it's like the equivalent of like you have a fuck buddy, but they're like looking up Tinder while you're sleeping. Like, come
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Yeah. That's so fun. That also felt kind of like a parallel to Heated Rivalry.
Yes.
As did Finn being bi, right?
Yes. Yeah. And having like a three-way and like, yeah. And like, and the girls, was the girl's name Svetlana? It was, I don't know, it sounded like Svetlana, but I know it wasn't.
Right. It was like something, yeah. I can't remember. I didn't write it down. I think that's a really good point, though. Like the way that they use flashbacks. That was a really unusual kind of technique.
Yeah, because it's like not something you see a lot of in regular romances, I think, and I think that's kind of like what made it so interesting.
I agree. That's great. I also really liked, so I know that I have a friend who's a romance novelist, and she sends out a newsletter, and one of them was like, I went to my writers group and they gave me great advice to not show the point of view of one scene from both sides. And I love that stuff. So I loved that in Ember and Ice, they showed the first guy, Finn's point of view in the first episode. And then Dane's point of view of the same, not exactly beat by beat, but like the same time, and to learn that like Dane was actually really into Finn, even though from Finn's point of view, he was just being an asshole or whatever. But no, like Dane actually noticed Finn first, and he was kind of like sleeping around with everybody in the kingdom just to like find out information on Finn. I thought that was so cute. I love stuff like that.
Oh, that is so cool. Like I love that too, because like you don't want to like bore, because like you don't want to like bore an audience by just like, oh, it's like they have a similar story on like in chapter 2. So to add like new revelations and even
I love
just I love that. Like I thought that was so good, and it did that point as well was like a little bit like Ilya, where they're like, okay, like they show that he has like a heart of gold this whole time, which again is a nod to the show. But I thought it was like that, but it did surprise me. You know what I mean?
Me too. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and it was all like based in emotion too, which was really fun. Like how like the hidden emotions of the characters. So it was like an extra layer to the enemies to lovers kind of thing. Which made it spicy and like intriguing. I liked that a lot.
Absolutely. And then like, what did you think about like kind of how they come together at the end? Like the third episode is like they're finally reuniting, their kingdoms are at peace. There's like interesting power dynamics. There's like a whole battle scene, you know what I mean? And they're both like really nervous about seeing each other. Like how did you feel about that?
It worked for me generally, just because I knew it was coming. It wasn't like, it wasn't great, but I don't know that I have a better pitch.
Sure.
I think, if they had more time, I don't want to be too nitpicky because I knew what I was getting into. It's not like a full novel or whatever. But if I were to be a little more nitpicky, I didn't totally understand why it was suddenly okay to be like, we're gay and we're marrying each other,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And so maybe, and I know that that's not the point of these audio eroticas, so that's why I'm like giving it a pass, but like to make that really work for me, I needed to understand more of their relationship with their fathers and like kind of what this worldview of homosexuality, bisexuality, like all of that really is, and how like how dangerous it is to come out, or if it's just more like little taboo or maybe like distasteful, or if it's like, no, we're going to put you in prison,
Yeah, so, totally. I think you make a good point because like especially with like some of the stakes in this story is finding a wife, and they specifically say finding a wife, not finding a partner,
That's
so
true.
I think our brains go to that like heteronormative thing of like, oh, okay, is our same-sex couples like looked down upon. It would have been nice to like, I don't know, like if there was like they were telling a story about like some famous king or queen in the past, but like it's like they were in a same-sex relationship, or like they were queer, then I think we would be like, oh, okay, that because like I've read other romanticises where it's queer and it's a lot of fun, and you kind of like understand that like, okay, it's accepted because you see that this country has two queens, or like this country has two
Yes.
kings, you know what I mean? And it's like kind
Yeah.
of like takes you out of, you don't have a fear of like, oh my god, do you know what I mean?
Are they going to be, hurt or
Yeah, like
something?
are they,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, like it's like, are they going to be ostracized, or like are they going to be
Right.
celebrated, because we have such a traumatic history with it, you know what I mean? And it's
Exactly.
like hard not
Exactly.
to like bring that mindset
Yes.
to a story. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if they had done something like that, then we could focus more on the Romeo and Juliet of it, which is like the two families who don't
Mhm.
like each other. And that's the
Exactly.
real conflict. So I'm just kind of
Mhm.
confused as to like what the big bad was for them to not be together.
Totally. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you raise a good point. Like again, we're not listening. We're here to hear
Yeah, I
their
don't want to be too
voices,
nitpicky.
and
Yeah.
but I think you like raise a good point, and I think that like what's so interesting about like kind of this genre and getting into audio erotica is that it's not porn, but it's not a book, and it's like we're here for
Yeah.
the story and we're here for the sex. And so I think
Yeah.
that like it's okay to maybe question some things that you wish you saw in the story, just because like this is for analytical people, I think, for smart
Yeah.
analytical people who like to
I
fuck.
agree. Exactly. And so like with that, as much as I enjoy the sex scenes, which I absolutely did, like I
Hmm.
also really enjoyed the scene where I'm looking at his name again, Dane makes
Hmm.
Finn food after they have sex. It's
Yes.
like the substitute scene for the pillow talk scene. And I was like, I could have
Hmm.
used maybe one or two more of those because I also really get off on that.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
like
Just like,
that
yeah.
connection. Yeah. Yeah.
I loved it too. And like, again, I saw the parallel between that and the tuna melt. You know, it's
Yes, of
okay.
course. Yeah, we're fine.
Um,
We're fine with it.
we're fine with it. But I feel like there's like something and I'm just noticing this about myself.
Mhm.
Is there is something so fun about witty dialogue
Yeah.
versus and in addition to like heated, steamy, sexy scenes, I think that like
Mhm.
lately like dialogue has been getting my juices
Yeah.
juicing just as much as like a dick in a hole, you know, like
Yes, yes, I agree. Like, I love in a perfect world with a perfect audio erotica, it would have
Mhm.
both equal, and I think that would be like
Yes.
a 5 star for me.
Totally, totally. So yes, we did mention stars and ratings. I was thinking that like we could rate it based on how many slices of cinnamon toast. 1 out of 5 cinnamon
Perfect,
toasts means you didn't like it. 5 out of 5
perfect.
means you loved it. Do you have any final thoughts on Ember and Ice? Anything else you feel that you desperately need to share, as well as rating?
Well, I did write down, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I'm just so excited to like be like diving back into this whole genre because of like the consent stuff going
Mm-hmm.
on. It's
Yes.
so fantastic to like having taken a break from it and to kind of see like how much it's evolved as a genre. And so in Ember and Ice there are so many moments when they're being sexually intimate and they're checking in on each other, and I just think that's so uh, I mean, I hate to be totally nerdy about it, but I really love that. I like all of that. It's so great.
I think that like you're kind of saying what a lot of like how I feel, how a lot of romance readers feel, with like
Yeah.
how much it's evolved, and like
Hmm.
like it's almost in that's not it's like very it's if you're seeing something that's non-consensual, like it's kind of off-putting, you know what I mean? Like it's like I'm
Yeah.
always like, if I read it and there's no like content warning, I'm like, oh wait, what year was this published? And then it's like, oh okay,
Yes.
you know what I mean? And it's like
Yep.
there's something, I think our language and our morals have, and our ethics have evolved, you know. And so yeah,
Yes.
100%, yeah.
Absolutely. And just how 15 years ago or 20 years, whatever, 15 years ago, like some of these scenes, they would have been like just pushing each other and kissing and
Yes.
like making each other kiss. And we would have thought that that was really hot. And it was. It's not that it isn't
Hmm.
hot, but like just the sense of like I think there was even one moment where Dane's character was like in the narration, like I checked in just to make sure he was on board or whatever. And I was like, that's
Hmm.
so great. I just love how it's all
Yes.
shifting. It's
Hmm.
really exciting. I think it's great.
Yes, and it's like it kind of like excites me because like I feel like maybe going back to how we were talking about like how I'm so jealous of the younger generations. But like
Yes.
I feel like, during my formative years of exploring sexuality, like I never would have thought to check in or if no one's ever checked
No.
in with me and I
No.
really
Yeah.
it really was very hard to have to like say something, and not be vulnerable and not be polite and things like that. And so seeing it, and not only seeing it happen, but seeing it and seeing it in a sexy way and seeing that it can be
Yes. And
sexy,
it's
I'm like,
sexy.
I am
Yes.
so jealous of these people having all these young kids having great
I
sex.
know. It's such a good point though, because I was thinking from like the aggressive kind of violent point of view, but I think your point is even more important, which is like it just makes it easier to communicate and like get on the
Mm-hmm.
same page, you know?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
how fantastic to have language
I
to
know.
verbalize in those moments so that there's no like passivity or like is she really into this, you know, that kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Like I would like if I were in my like mid 20s, the idea of me asking someone, is this okay? That would be like, that is like,
Oh
would
my
have made me
god.
cringe. But the fact that that's
Yeah.
not like, that it's now sexy, like, I'm like, I wish well, I mean, not that I can't not have sex right now, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, I wish I had
Yes.
like more energetic sex in a younger body, I guess is my point.
I feel you. I'm on the same page.
Yeah. Makes me
Yes,
jealous
yes,
of these
yes.
nubile young bodies that can go all night long. And like me, it's like 10 minutes and then it's like I need to go to sleep.
But yeah, it's time for a snack.
Yep. Yeah. It's like I just need a glass of water and I need to stretch a little bit. And let me just answer a few texts and yeah.
It's tough.
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
tough out here. You're doing great, Becky. I think you're doing
I'm
great.
trying my best. I'm trying my best. Oh, wait, did you give it a rating? How many slices of cinnamon
Oh,
toast? Of
I'm
yes.
gonna give it I'm gonna give it 4. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's a good grade. Yeah.
And I feel really grateful is a very silly, strong word to use, but kind of grateful this was my first audio erotica. Like I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it was a very easy to digest, and yeah, I listened to it twice and I enjoyed it. And so all the nitpicking aside, a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 cinnamon toast.
That's right. I am gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 cinnamon toast. So like
Oh, I love it.
I think the things that like again, I mean, I wished it could. I wish we could have seen more nuanced performances, different characters. I mean, it doesn't matter. I thought it was like for a for a story that's basically just like where 90% of its purpose is to get you off and to like come up with like an interesting story
Yeah,
and like you're caring about the characters. I'm like, that's pretty impressive. And so yeah, I give it 4.5.
great. I agree
Yeah.
with that for you.
Yes. And I'm like, honestly, like, I am so excited for you. Like, I am so excited that you're like getting back into
Thanks.
romance and that you're discovering these
Yeah.
apps. Like, it's one of those things like, when someone watches your favorite show for the first time and you're like jealous, like that they're watching something for the first time.
Yes.
That's how I feel right now. I'm so excited for you.
Yes. I
And
totally know
jealous.
that. Well, I will keep you updated. I feel so lucky that like I had just started a year or two ago and then Heated Rivalry happened, so now it feels very like in the zeitgeist. So I'll keep you updated on what I'm reading for sure.
Please do. And I'm going to need recommendations on everything. And like, cause like
Vice
sometimes when I
versa.
when I finish a book, I'm kind of like, what do I don't know what to do next with my life. And
Oh my
so to
God.
have, I'll text you and be like, I just finished this. What do I read? Like, yeah.
Now what? Now what? Perfect.
What do I do?
This was so
what's the
fun.
meaning of life? Oh my God, Carla, this was so fun. So
You're great.
now that you are you're back in romance, I'm gonna get you back on as many times as you want to be here because
I
this
love
is
it.
so fun. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you're always amazing to talk to. You're so smart and like thoughtful and funny. It's a great way to spend time.
Thank you guys so much for listening to Too Stupid to Live. I hope you have a winged rest of your day. 'Cause I just can't make my eyes behave. Hey everyone, Becky here. If you are listening to my voice right now, chances are You like romance novels, but have you ever tried an interactive romance game? If you're curious about what it's like to experience a choose-your-own-adventure romance, lucky for you, the first 5 chapters of a game I wrote is now out on the Chapters Interactive Stories app. It is titled, now wait for it, Something to Yacht About. And yes, it takes place on a yacht. But it also has billionaires, beaches, off-limits romance, found family, and you get to choose how steamy things get. You can download the Chapters Interactive Stories app in Apple or in Google Play. I have shared the link in the show notes. I would love for you to check it out.